Hey, Ruthie, about last night. Is there anything that you want to say to me? Uh-huh. I don't know what you're talking about, but it's too early to deal with you. I get that you wanted to bring friends over to our newly built house, but you could have been a bit more considerate about the time. I mean, we could hear you all night. We share this house between our families, so it'd be greatly appreciated if you could wrap up parties a bit earlier than yesterday. So what you're trying to say is that I'm not allowed to bring any of the girls over ever again because we started living in the same house? What? Everyone gets a bunch of compliments as soon as they see the house, and it helps me appreciate it more. Besides, I still have days I want to have fun with my friends. Tony is out for work trips when the house is open, so I just thought it would be a great opportunity to fulfill my needs. Yes, I understand that, and I think it's great that you're still seeing your friends even after marriage. I was just hoping that you would be a little bit more considerate towards me since I live with you. The music was blasting until sunrise last night, and I barely got any sleep. So what? Why can't you just buy some earplugs if it bothers you so much? What? Look, I even got permission from your son, and he owns this house anyways, so you have no right to be telling me that I can't bring my friends over and my husband agrees. I texted Tony to ask him what was going on last night. He told me that he didn't expect the party to go on throughout the night. His understanding was that you and your girls would gather and would finish partying by dinner time. He even apologized that there was any trouble, so I don't think he agrees with you. Well, that's on the two of you for misunderstanding what I said. There's nothing wrong with what I did. And I don't see any law stating that I can't bring my friends over if I live with my husband's mother, so I'll do as I please. I never said that you couldn't call your friends over because you live with me. I just wanted you to be a little bit more considerate towards me. I think it's crucial that we both stay as considerate as possible towards each other if we're going to live together. I am considerate. I'm considerate towards you every single day. I think you're misunderstanding something. Even if we're in-laws, we're just two people who live together, and that's it. I have to stay on my toes and be considerate towards you all the time, and it's so stressful. So I just used a single day to enjoy myself and rejuvenate, but here you are telling me that I can't even do that. This is basically harassment. What do you mean I'm harassing you? Look, you should be grateful that we even live with you, because this is uncommon nowadays. You never express your gratitude, and now you're bugging me about how I use my own house. Why don't you be a bit more considerate towards me? If you ever harass me again, I'll tell Tony, and he'll not be happy about it.
Hey Mom, how'd it go? Did she give you a proper apology about last night?
Not at all. She actually got really mad at me, that I was harassing her over how she used her own house.
Sorry about that. I'll make sure to tell her that she needs to apologize to you later.
Was Ruthie always like this? I mean, I do have an image of her being a strong-willed woman, but I don't remember her being the type to nag about harassment and all that.
Apparently, Ruthie's mother had to go through a lot that was caused by sharing a house with a relative. And she's been teaching Ruthie some things since we moved in together. Stuff like, assert dominance and don't show weakness. She's starting to believe that it's better to be selfish instead of letting others have their way.
Well, I guess that explains a lot. She's never been so rude to me since I met her.
Sorry, I'll make sure to tell her to think about what she's doing again later. Don't worry, I know that you're not trying to harass her in the slightest sense. Ruthie doesn't understand how indebted we are to you for helping us with our mortgage payment.
Don't bring the payments into this, it's fine. Anyway, were you able to find the friend that ran away? I'm way more worried about that than this.
Oh yeah, we were able to find him, but he had already used up all the money that he stole from the company funds. Apparently, he went on a spending spree with his mistress.
What? I thought that he stole hundreds of thousands of dollars. How did he use so much?
Right? I was really surprised at first too. We built that company together 10 years ago, and went through all the highs and lows together. I really thought he was my best friend. Then I found out he was using company funds for his own expenses. Once we cornered him about it, he just dipped and stole the money that was the literal lifeline of our company. I don't even know how to recover at this point.
Don't worry, Tony. I know you'll come out of this even stronger. I believe in you. And I'll do anything to support you while you need it.
Thank you so much, Mom. Right now, I'm just pouring money out of my own pocket to keep the company alive, and I don't even know how much longer this can last. If you hadn't offered to help with the mortgage payments, I don't know what I would have done.
It's the least I could do. I have some money that your father left behind for me, so just think of it as help from him.
And thank you for keeping all of this out of Ruthie's ears. I really don't know how to thank you for everything.
You don't have to share everything with each other, even if you're married. I'm sure Ruthie would panic if you told her, so it's probably the right decision to keep this a secret for now. That's sort of kindness as well. Now, since you have the time and money that'll last you a while, go focus on your work.
Thanks. We were able to catch the traitor. And right now we're going around banks and asking for loans. I've received news that some are actually showing positive feedback, so I think we might be able to survive this.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Once we get through this, I promise I'll bring the company back. So please help me out for just a little bit more. I'll return this favor 10 times more in the future.
You being happy and healthy is enough, honey. Well then, go work hard. I'll try to make things work for Ruthie on my side too. Mrs. Anderson, I have a very important announcement to make. An important announcement? What is it? Well, we just found out that I'm pregnant. What? Oh my goodness, that's amazing. Congratulations. Thank you, Mrs. Anderson. Since we're going to be welcoming a new life into our family, there's one thing that I need to ask of you. What could that be? I need you to leave our house right now. The whole pregnancy will be ruined if you're there. What? Why do you want me to leave the house? And what do you mean the pregnancy will be ruined? I'm saying that a miscarriage may be caused by the stress that you're putting me in. The doctor told me that I should avoid as many sources of stress as I can. Life in the same house as you is basically the worst situation that I could put myself in as a pregnant woman, so the best choice for the both of us is for you to leave. What? But we built this house. And I understand your point about living with your mother-in-law as being stressful, but as you know, Tony's very busy with work right now and he has to go on tons of business trips. Isn't it better if a person who's already given birth before is right by your side in case anything happens to you? Oh, you don't have to worry about that. My mother, who has experienced giving birth as well, will be taking your place in our house, and she'll begin living with us. I announced my pregnancy to my mother and father right before telling you. They seemed thrilled to hear that they finally have a grandchild. And I spoke about you being a source of stress towards me, and they encouraged me to kick you out for the baby. They even offered to take your place and live with me. I can't believe this. You're really gonna kick me out like this? I've never heard such nonsense. Does Tony even know anything about this decision of yours? I'm sure he wouldn't allow something like this to happen. Of course not. He doesn't even know that I'm pregnant yet. What? Really? He's very busy with work right now. I'm going to surprise him with the news as soon as he comes home. I'm sure he'll be thrilled. I mean, not that you'll be here to watch his reaction. A husband can't just say no to his pregnant wife. He'll understand my circumstances, and if it's better for me, then it's better for everyone. All right, then. So you don't even have the permission of the owner of the house, and you're saying all of these things without even letting him know. As they say, relationships work best when the girl is bossy and the man is kind. Anyways, make sure to pack up all of your things and leave as soon as possible, okay? My parents are moving in by the end of today, so I suggest you hurry up. Know that this is the best choice for everyone other than you, including the baby. All right, then. Goodbye. Oh, and don't think about coming back, because we won't be able to help you after retirement. No hard feelings. Sure, but promise to never speak to me again. Then I'll promise not to rely on you, even show my face near you ever again. Really? Yes. Make sure the two of you never rely on me either. I hope your parents are able to afford the $2,000 a month for your mortgage. What? Why would my parents have to pay the mortgage? Tony has all of the payments under control. He owns his own company, for God's sakes. Actually, I'm currently paying all of the monthly mortgage payments right now for him. Tony isn't in the situation to be able to afford to pay an extra $2,000 a month. What? Why not? He is well enough to afford an amount like that. He is a company owner. He has the highest average paying profession in the world. We even have enough money to pay for anything we want in this world. I'm sorry to break it to you, but that's not necessarily the case right now. He's actually struggling quite a bit to keep the company afloat. The co-owner of the company actually stole company funds and ran away with it. By the time they caught him, he'd already spent almost everything. Tony's currently doing everything he can right now to account for that. What? But I guess you're going to have to cut down on every aspect of living that you can now that you don't have monthly support from me. You know, I really only meant well for you two. There's no way. You're lying. There's no way I wouldn't know about all this by now. What's he going to do? Who knows? It was all working out perfectly because I was here to support the two of you while he was recovering the company. But now that I'm getting kicked out, I guess your parents can take my place and support you instead. What? Don't worry, he told me that it's all going to be fine as long as he gets through this. But if he doesn't, who knows what might happen to the two of you? Whatever, it's not my business anymore. I wish you all the best of luck. All the best. Wait, there's no way my parents can afford to pay me $2,000 a month? What do you expect me to do about all this? I'm a stay-at-home wife. And my parents live off retirement money and savings. They can't just spend all that on paying off our mortgage. Are you gonna make Tony give up his company then? There's no way he's going to get out of this mess without someone's help. So he's going from a company owner to unemployed? Just like that? Yep. Well then, all the best for you guys. I'm leaving the house now as requested, so I guess I'll see you never then. Bye-bye.
I'm so sorry, Mom. I heard everything from Ruthie. I'm happy about the pregnancy, but I never guessed that she would use that as an excuse to kick you out of the house.
I'm sorry for telling Ruthie about the company when you were keeping it a secret.
You don't have to worry about it. It looks like we were able to get the company back on track for now. I'm sure we'll be fine for the time being.
Really? That's amazing.
Yeah, it turned out that the guy who stole the money actually had most of it. He just hid it away, but we were able to recover it. Over half of it was just hidden in a secret bank account. We were also able to loan out some money from the bank. It's looking pretty good.
Oh my goodness, thank God. I'm so proud of you for getting through this on your own.
No, it's all thanks to you, Mom. You were the only person I could tell about this when there was no one else. I had to look confident in front of my people so that they wouldn't lose confidence. But I was so worried. I can't believe Ruthie even tried kicking you out of our house after everything you've done for me.
Let's calm down, Tony. I'm sure Ruthie was excited about her pregnancy and got ahead of herself, that's all. I was worried during my first pregnancy, too. It might really be better to have her parents there with her. I'm leaving, okay?
If you really are leaving, then at least let me pay for your rent from now on. I'll get you any furniture that you need, too. It's the least I can do after everything you've done for me.
Thank you, honey. I mean, if you insist, then it would really help a lot.
Of course! If you want, I can introduce an apartment to you. My friend does real estate, and he has an opening at a really nice place that has amazing security and a great view.
Are you sure? I mean, that's better than anything I could ever ask for. But what are you going to do from now on? Are you going to continue living with Ruthie and her parents?
Yeah, that's what I'm planning to do. It's a big house that's designed to fit 2 families, and I just can't leave my baby, so...
That's very true.
And also, Ruthie's been lecturing me about how to live with in-laws for a while now, so I've picked up a thing or two. Like, assert dominance while living with your in-laws. So I'm thinking of absolutely dominating that household in response to what they did to you. Anyways, I'll send the address of your new apartment right away.
Mrs. Anderson, would you come back to our house and live with us again? My parents left already, so we have enough room for you. What? Why would your parents leave so soon? They finally have the chance to live in a big home with their daughter and grandchild. Well, they kind of got mad and left. What are they upset about? Tony told my parents the whole story about how you ended up leaving the house, including everything I'd said and done to you. They said that even though I told them that you were harassing me, I was the one who was harassing you. And that you were nice, but I forced you to look bad. They just kept getting angrier and angrier and told me that I was a disappointment and left. I'm glad your parents are sensible people. And Tony has been a completely different person ever since you left. He's gone colder and bitter. He started saying that he wanted something in return for paying for the living expenses of me and my parents. So he's constantly ordering me and my parents to do some housework, and I told him to stop bossing us around. But all he would say in response is that he's only protecting himself by asserting dominance to his in-laws. Oh my. My parents then figured out that he was trying to let them know that I was treating you the way he was treating them. They told me off about how they never raised me to be like this and stormed out of the house. So you two get the whole house to yourselves now. I mean, it's a lot of space for 2 people, but I'm sure you'll get used to it in no time. That's not the issue here. The issue is that Tony wants me to keep the whole house spotless, all by myself. I can't clean a house like this all by myself. And I had you to do all the cooking, so I have no idea how to put anything together. Please, I'll apologize for everything I've ever said and done to you, so please just come back and live with us. I mean, I do agree that it would be a waste for only the two of you to live in such a nice house. So I'll agree to move back in with you, but don't think we can just go back to being the way that we used to be. What? If I move back in, I'm only going to take care of myself. I won't be helping take care of you or your family, including my grandchild. Why not? Because I'm not your maid. If you agree to that, then I'll move back in with you again. Well then, I'll see you if you ever make up your mind. After that, I received a letter from Ruthie's parents. It wrote how they were sorry for raising their child to do the things she did to me. In addition to that, they included a request for me to correct her behavior as much as I want, since they couldn't do the job while raising her. After my son joined in and begged me to move back in as well, I made the decision to go back. I'm currently spending my days teaching her the righteous ways of a housewife. I heard that Ruthie goes begging to her parents once in a while about how hard I am on her. But they seem to have no mercy on her anymore. My son seemed to have succeeded in bringing his company back to where it used to be, and has been providing me with gifts and trips all over the world. I'm proud to say that I've raised a man of his word.
Thank you for watching till the end. If you felt good about this video, like the video. If you didn't like it, let me know why in the comments. Subscribe too. Your likes and subs lead to our motivation. We have so many videos on our channel as well, so go ahead and take a look. See you in the next video.
Madison, are you serious? Don't ignore me. I know that you're still awake. Pick it up. Violet, do you know what time it is? Yeah, I do. Let me guess. You want to stay at my place for 3 days, right? Lucas also told me about this, but the answer is no. Come on, I missed the last train, so I have nowhere to go. Do you want me to sleep outside? You were drinking, right? You're a grown-up, so why don't you do something about it? Aren't you worried about me? You're my sister-in-law. We're a family. Take responsibility for your own actions. Come pick me up in 40 minutes. Stay at my place for 3 days? Are you serious? You're so selfish. I have a conference early tomorrow, so I can't go, okay? Weren't you just asked to pick me up by my brother? Yes. Well, why aren't you listening to him? It's an order. No means no. You're my brother's wife though, right? Why not listen to him? Yeah, I already heard that phrase like 1,000,000 times. You better listen to me this time also. I don't want you to use us, okay? We're not going to help you every time. We have our own life too, so don't think that the world revolves around you. All I'm saying is to listen to what my brother says. Aren't those your favors, though? Whatever. By the way, he told me that you don't listen to him, so what's up with that? Really? Looks like you never make what he wants to eat. That's because we both work, so I don't have time. I make the meal the day before and just put it in the microwave the day of. Also, he changes what he wants to eat every minute. I mean, at least he says what he wants to eat. This happened like 2 days ago, but he told me he wants to eat pasta, so I went grocery shopping to buy ingredients. But he decided to change it to steak on the way home. Are you serious? It's so frustrating, you know? Well, isn't it the wife's job to do something about it? You can handle this, Violet? Yes, because it's my husband. You don't try hard enough and you don't have love. Love. I mean, if you love your husband, won't you do anything to make him happy? Perfect example. I heard that you will lower his allowance. Are you serious? Do you think they can make him happy by doing that? You know about this. We have our own situation about this, so can you shut your mouth? I feel so bad for my brother. So, if you don't want a divorce, listen to your husband and come pick me up and let me stay at your place. How many times do I need to tell you? The answer is no. Okay then, he might divorce you because you didn't listen to him. Do you mean your favor? Anyways, I seriously need to wake up early tomorrow, so can I go to sleep now? There should be motels around here, so find a place to stay for tonight, okay? I'm gonna tell my brother about this. The next day.
Madison, are you serious about yesterday? Violet ended up staying at a motel and spent more money. You better pay her the accommodation fee.
Why would I need to do that? It's her fault because she was drinking and missed the last train.
Why don't you care about me and my family? Listen to me for God's sakes. Be thankful that I married you.
Lucas, something is wrong with you lately. You never said something like that before we got married.
Remember this morning? You weren't there to send me off to work.
Didn't I tell you that since I have a conference early in the morning, I needed to leave early? I prepared breakfast for you.
You call the cold-ass soup and waffles breakfast. Are you serious?
There's something called a microwave. I left you a note to heat it up, didn't you see?
Excuse me. Isn't it the wife's job to serve me a hot breakfast?
You think you're the boss or something? You look like a toddler that can't do anything.
What? A toddler? Excuse me. Okay. You know what? I'll say it again. But you should be thankful that I married you and even earn money for you. You don't understand, do you?
What? Do you want me to say thank you?
Of course. If you didn't marry me, you would still be single.
Wow, are you for real?
If you don't start being a wife, I might divorce you.
Let me ask you a question. What does being a wife mean to you?
Not go to bed before me, not leave the house before me with unprepared breakfast, not manage my salary, being respectful to my family, and last, but not least, but a person who listens to me.
Oh, so what you're saying is that if I don't listen to your childish reasons, you're gonna divorce me, right?
Exactly.
Wow, what's gotten into you?
It's common sense that the husband is the boss of the house. Even my sister said that. She said that you should appreciate me and listen to what I say.
That's Violet's opinion, right?
She made me realize that I'm the boss of the house.
You're never going to change your mind about this?
Nope, it's common sense.
Did you ask anyone else about this?
I asked my boss and he said the exact same thing as Violet.
Sorry to say this, but didn't your boss get divorced last year?
Yeah, and the reason was because he didn't need a wife who doesn't listen to him. Do you want to divorce me for the same reason? I mean, it looks like you don't want to, so we can divorce whenever, you know.
Okay then, I'll think about it. I have an important conference from now on, so I gotta go.
Having something more important than me. Wow. Just wow.
2 weeks later. Hey Madison, I heard you divorced Lucas. I told you that if you didn't listen to him, this will happen. I just didn't want a husband like him. And? Why are you still living there? You divorced him, so get the fuck out. This is my dad's house. What? My dad, Lucas's former father-in-law? Wait, what the hell are you talking about? That house is my brother's. He thinks it is, but it's not. My dad built and paid for this house. The property's under his name and lent me the house rent-free. Rent-free? Yeah, since the house in the backyard is big, we'll pay for the service charges and maintenance fee, though. Wait, so the reason why he came to my house is because he couldn't live there anymore? Yes, he has nowhere to live. This house wasn't our property to begin with, so of course he doesn't have ownership. Plus, it's not subjected to property division. Are you kidding me? Then what was the purpose of training my brother to be an ass to you? What? Everything I did was for living in that house, okay? Oh, so it's your fault that he started acting weird after we got married. My plan was to make my brother stress you out so you'll eventually move out. Then I was going to introduce my friend to Lucas and make him love her so that we'll be able to move out and live with her so I can have the house to myself. Have you ever thought that if he does find a girlfriend, he'll kick you out? My dumb brother would never kick me out because I always win. Wow, you must have a lot of confidence. Anyways, this is not your house, so forget about it, okay? Ugh, my plan of you guys divorcing worked, but not having the house. It's not fair. Give me the house. I can't do that because our divorce is finalized, so we're just strangers, so don't ever contact me again. Don't think that I gave up. What are you planning to do? Violet? A week later. What the hell is this? I can't get in from anywhere. What? You're at the house? Get in? What are you talking about? Did you forget that it's my dad's house? If you've been letting this place for free all of this time, then I should have no problem lending it, right? Of course for free. I can let you stay as my housekeeper if you want. We are total strangers, so why do I need to live with you? Also, I'd rather die than be your housekeeper. Shut up! Ugh, I was going to use my brother's duplicate key to get into the house. Also, you have all the shutters closed. Really? I changed all my keys after I moved, that's why. Moved? You? After I divorced Lucas, I was thinking that the house was too big for me to live in, so I thought that it would be better for me to lend it to another tenant who would pay for it and take good care of the house. Who lives here then? No one. But I'm getting a good number of applicants and calls, so it's only a matter of time before someone moves in. Then I'll live here, from today. Can you pay the rent? Why can I not live for free? That's not fair. If you want to argue, then you're out of the question. I really want to move. Then move. To this house. Nope. Go to real estate and find somewhere else. My brother's been living with me for 2 weeks already, but he doesn't want to leave the house. Plus, he doesn't do anything. What the hell? Let me guess. Since he lived at home until marriage, your mom was in charge of everything, right? I knew because he never helped me with cooking and laundry. I actually taught him how to do things since he agreed to divide the house chores because we both work. But I guess that didn't help. Then how the hell did he end up like this? You made him like this. At the beginning, he wanted to help me because of you, though. He started making excuses as to why he doesn't need to help. Wow, he doesn't even earn money and doesn't even pay for me when we eat outside. The reason why we both worked is because we couldn't live off of only his salary, so he told me not to quit my job. His salary is low? Why? He's been working in a company for a long time. You didn't hear anything from him? Hear what? Oh, I guess he didn't tell you all because he has a big ego. 6 months ago, the company where he worked at faced financial difficulties, so a lot of people needed to be laid off, and there was a sign-up sheet who should leave the company, and a lot of people wrote his name. But he really didn't care to quit because the severance pay was a pretty good amount. What? By this time, thanks to you, he'd started thinking he's the boss, so he didn't discuss anything with me. He then decided to find a low-paying job, and I think his salary is a little more than $1,000 every month. Seriously? That's the same as me. I'm a temporary employee. Too bad for him, because if he didn't turn into an asshole, he wouldn't have to pay for the rent and save up money. Also, you know why I gave him an allowance? There was one time when he used all of his salary before handing me the living expenses. Can't believe that he doesn't earn money and doesn't do household chores. He's nothing. You made him that way. I didn't know that he'll end up like this. I thought that the house was his. Anyway, good luck with everything because I'll block you now. Wait! Also, are you in my dad's backyard right now? It's his property, so if you don't want me to call the police for trespassing, leave immediately. And don't think about coming back because there'll be security cameras from tomorrow on. If you decide to come back, the police will come to arrest you, okay? Trespassing? Police? I never meant to do this. I'm sorry. Okay then, well, that's all I wanted to say to you. I'll leave right now. Can you do me a favor? I'll tell you my address. You can take back my brother. Why don't you two remarry? Being single at your age sucks, right? No thanks. Bye. After the incident, I blocked Violet's number and told my ex's parents everything, which they truly apologized and stopped sending her allowance every month. My ex still thinks that he's the boss, and Violet got really fed up with that and left the house. But since he can't live by himself and can't do anything, he's trashing the house. I don't know where Violet's living, but it looks like she's calling her parents to beg for money almost every day.
Thank you for watching till the end. If you felt good about this video, like the video. If you didn't like it, let me know why in the comments. Subscribe too. Your likes and subs lead to our motivation. We have so many videos on our channel as well, so go ahead and take a look. See you in the next video.
Now, would you stop doing this already, Caroline? We are not your free daycare over here. My wife has been having to work all day long taking care of that kid, and she has no time to do anything besides that.
What?
All the time you're having my Jolene take him. I get that it's hard to be a parent at times, but come on. You can't just keep handing us your boy every time you don't have the time or patience for him, and that appears to be every freaking day now, even the weekends. Do you not have even the slightest bit of common sense as a parent? If only Mum and Dad were still around, and then I could have them chew you out for this.
Oh, wait a second, Gavin. What are you going on about right now? I never left my kid with Jolene before in my life.
What? Oh, you have no right to be lying with that innocent attitude. You feel that you can just keep lying to me about this and have your kids stay over at our place all the time. Are you trying to tell me you don't care how much trouble you're causing your little brother and his wife now? We just got married, alright?
What?
We've only been married for 6 months over here. We were looking forward to married life and everything, but now we have to keep taking care of this little baby or toddler or whatever you call it for you. Jolene has been having a lot of trouble with it as well, so she's not able to get anything else done in the house now. Because of you, Caroline, my entire house has turned into a dump because we don't have the time to clean anything up. There are trash bags everywhere filled with nothing but diapers and soiled clothing lying around.
What? That's how bad things have become over there?
And you know whose fault all this is. Having this baby over at our house all the time takes away from our ability to clean anything. And it's the same thing for cooking, so the only thing I've been able to eat the past couple of months has been frozen TV dinners. If we don't get a break to take all this trash out, it's only going to get worse here and soon we'll be an actual dump. I did not get married to Jolene in order to have her be the one to take care of your kid.
Hey, Gavin. Can you please have a word with Jolene again about this? We have not been having her take care of our kid, all right? I understand that we weren't able to find a kindergarten this year, but we have made sure that there's daycare and all that while we're at work. Things have been like this since spring, all right? I promise you that whoever your wife is taking care of right now is not our child.
And I told you to cut the lying already. Are you done yet? If you bring that kid over here again and have my wife take them, then I'm not going to be as forgiving. Just because she's your sister-in-law doesn't mean you get to treat her like this.
Jolene, it's been a while since we last talked. I have something I'd like to ask you right now, actually. I just got a random text from Gavin saying not to have you take my child anymore there, but, what's this all about? What? Gavin went ahead and already started texting you? I was telling him not to drag you into this so many times. Can you please explain to me what's going on here? My husband and I have not once given you our child to take care of before, right? So whose child have you been taking care of so much lately? What? I'm sorry for causing you any trouble. Actually, ever since this spring, I've been taking care of my friend's kid. So ever since spring, you've had to take care of their kid every day? Yes. They weren't able to get their kid into a place to go for kindergarten, so they've had trouble handling things in their home with the kid. So as a way of supporting her and her husband, I've been taking care of their kid every day. That's very kind of you, but because of that, you've started to cause a lot of problems for your own marriage and household, right? From what Gavin has told me, the inside of the house is full of garbage now, and neither of you have been able to cook any. He told me there's just no time for you to manage the chores. That's just because I'm not quite used to taking care of a kid yet. But once I've gotten used to things, then I'm sure I can start to take care of things in the house as well. But from what Gavin told me, he has no clue why any of this is going on besides blaming it all on me. Why haven't you explained the situation to him yet so that he has a better understanding of it? Right now, he's been telling me that you've told him the kid is mine and that I've been the one leaving my kid there for you to take care of. And that's because there's just a lot of things to go with the story. Can you please just let me use you for a bit right now? What? If I have Gavin believing that it's your kid that I'm taking on all the time, then he won't be as upset with me over any of it. So in order to kind of hide the real situation from him, I'm using your name. Please don't get all upset with me over something as small as that. Excuse me, Jolene? Did I ever say I was upset with you? First of all, why do you have to hide the truth from Gavin? I don't understand why you can't just tell him you're helping a friend right now. If you keep labeling that kid as mine all the time, it's only going to make my brothers and my relationship worse. Just today was going off on me about that kid you're taking care of for your friend. And what do you want me to do about that? You don't have to understand why I'm hiding all of this from him anyway. Now I need to go. I have the kid over here again, so I'm busy. Wait, Jolene, so far we've gotten nowhere. We don't have to get anywhere, so just be quiet. And from now on, don't say anything useless to Gavin about any of this. You keep the fact that this is my friend's kid a secret from him.
You've really done it now by bringing your dang kid over here again. Did I not just yell at you about all of this yesterday? Honestly, I respect the nerve you have for doing something like this again.
Huh?
I never thought my own sister was the kind of woman who never cared about the trouble she causes others. You used to always be so nice to me and would never ever do anything to cause me any trouble. Yet now, Or could this be a new way of picking on my wife? Do you really not like my wife that much that you'd force her to yet again take care of your crying kid?
I'm not picking on your wife, though. I have no reason to. I haven't even really had a chance to get to know her yet, so in all honesty, I can't judge her at all yet. And just like the other times, I have not taken my child over to your house today. Before you start blaming me again for that, why don't you have a word with your wife about it and really dig into her story a little? Ask her whose kid that really is, so go ahead and talk with her about all of this right now, please.
Huh? Whose kid that really is? That's your kid. Stop talking nonsense right now and hurry on over here and take it back. I was able to get the afternoon off work today and I was planning to take Jolene out on a date. But when I got home, that brat was bawling its eyes out.
And I have no idea what that's all about, right?
You can't just say that about your own kid. You've been leaving your kid over at my house every day for so many months now, alright? Was it that hard for you to give up your job after having the baby so that you can take care of it yourself? If you're required to work that badly, then maybe you shouldn't have had a kid in the first place, you moneyless lowlives.
Excuse me? Who did you just call poor and a lowlife?
I'm calling you and your husband that, you two low-life losers. That's why I was warning you before about this. I told you that marrying a factory worker like him would only lead to a future of nothing but hardships. Yet you never listened to a word I said, and still married that dirty and moneyless factory worker anyway. And then you two idiots made a baby together. Now don't have any money to support it with, right?
You! Stop calling us lowlifes right now, Gavin! And you stop talking crap about my husband and his job right now. I've told you for a long time now to stop talking poorly about us, all right?
What? I'm not making fun of his job or anything. I'm just saying that he works a job where he has to get covered in filth all the time, sweating and smelling like a pig, just to come home with only some pocket change.
What did you say?
He's really such a shameful husband, isn't he? He's that old now, yet all he can do is work in a dirty factory. I'm sure he barely has any money in his savings, so compared to someone like myself, working for a major office here in town, he's nothing. And that's why you have to work as well in the relationship, because he doesn't bring in any meaningful amount of money. He really is such an embarrassment to men.
I'm not gonna listen to this anymore, you dickhead. Do you ever talk about my husband like that when you're the one being played again?
Hey. I'm the one that shouldn't have to listen to you, you cunt. Look, right now Jolene and I are victims that have been wrapped into my low-life sister and her husband's problems now. Perhaps it was all a lie about you never being able to find a kindergarten for the brat. You both just can't afford to send your kid there right now, and that's why you have to rely on Jolene and I.
Huh?
I mean, your husband is at a factory, right? If he was working an office job like myself right now, he'd have the money to pay for your brat to go to kindergarten, right? But you two moneyless losers don't even have the money for that.
Not only have you not been listening to anything I tell you, but now you're just going to start assuming we're people like that. I can't hold my tongue anymore.
That's how I'm feeling right now. If you can't even pay for a babysitter to take care of your little brat, then you shouldn't be having kids at all. This will only mean that in the future your kid's going to live a very terrible life with you both. I feel so bad for the little runt. Having to be raised in the slums with you two means he'll never amount to anything either in life.
Huh?
Alright? This is my last time telling you to take that brat home. It's totally screwed up of you having your sister-in-law and I take care of that kid for so dang long now. We're not going to be taking care of some poor couple's little brat any longer.
Are you aware that my child is a girl?
What?
So would you go freaking talk to your stupid wife about this already instead of belittling and blaming your sister and her husband? Right now, my husband and I have been doing all we can to take care of our cute little girl. We would never in our entire lives have someone like you who thinks it's okay to talk down to others like that. Take care of our very important little girl.
Wait a second. What? Your kid is a girl, is that so?
So you don't even remember the gender of your older sister's kid? You must be so exhausted from having to work as a paper pusher in that office all the time and have forgotten a lot of things. Well, thank God you were able to get the whole afternoon off today because of all that hard work, right? Then go and have yourself a well-deserved nap, and once you wake up, go and talk to your disgraceful wife. You ask that woman you happen to love so much where the hell that kid came from and whose it is.
So you're telling me that brat isn't yours after all?
That's what I've been saying this whole time, you dickhead. Now you two figure out that problem yourselves.
Caroline, things are not good here. That brat was never yours to begin with.
Well, it's about time someone caught up with everyone else in the class. So your loving wife Jolene has finally spilled the truth out for you, and now you're aware that the kid is her friend's?
Huh? Her friend's kid? So that's the lie she was giving you before?
Wait, that was a lie?
This isn't her friend's kid, Caroline. That kid she's been taking care of every day has been hers. She was the one that gave birth to it.
Huh? What do you mean she gave birth to it? Was she ever married before you?
No, she wasn't. She couldn't have been. Her and I only got married a little while back, and she said I'm her first. But what I've been told is that she had a baby in secret before she married me. Apparently that kid she's been taking in every day is the kid she had with her ex-boyfriend.
So that's her and her ex's kid?
Back when she had been engaged to me, something happened between her and him. Because of that, she became pregnant. By the time she realised she was pregnant, though, it was already too late for her to do anything about it. So her only choice was to hide all that from me and have the baby in secret.
You're kidding me.
Now that I really think about it, things were a bit weird before our wedding. Jolene told me that she was busy dieting and getting things done for the wedding, so we couldn't really meet often. So all of that was to cover up her being pregnant, and she did that all the way until she had her baby.
So that's really the baby she had with her ex. I know it sucks that she was cheating on you with your ex before you guys got married, but there's always a chance that that's your kid.
There's no way that's mine. I mean, that kid she has with her right now has brown hair and brown eyes.
What?
When I asked her about her ex, she told me he was from Mexico. She showed me a picture of him as well, and that kid looks just like him. Even their faces are perfectly alike.
No way.
Right after having the baby, her ex ended up forcing her to take the baby, but she kept begging him to take it since she was just about to get married and wouldn't have the ability to take care of the kid. He took the baby for a little bit, but soon after he started to bring it to our house all the time, telling her there was no way he could raise it on his own. That's why she's been having to take care of the kid during the day, while she has her ex take the kid home with him at night.
And to keep that all under wraps, she told me it was just her friend's baby. And to you, she kept saying it was your older sister's baby.
Caroline, what should I be doing here? Right now, Jolene is crying and begging me not to divorce her, and she wants us to take the kid for good. She said there is no reason to give her baby back to that ex of hers anymore. She wants the two of us to raise it.
Isn't that great, though? You happen to work for a major office, like you said, so you wouldn't be troubled by having to pay for one kid. It's just one little boy, right?
What are you talking about? I have no relation to that kid at all. And while engaged to me, Jolene was going back to have sex with her ex. You really think I can take care of that kid when it has her ex's DNA in it?
Then why not get a divorce? If you don't want the kid, that's your only other option.
Don't say something like that so easily. We only just got married half a year ago. I've gotten a lot of gifts and money from all of my friends and co-workers. If I divorce her now, and over a reason like that, I'm going to be embarrassed for myself forever.
Why is all that pride getting in your way right now? Well, it has nothing to do with me. So because of that, you can leave me out of your mess and settle it between the two of you. I'm going to get back to work.
Hey, hold on a second. Your little brother is in a lot of trouble right now. This is not the time for you to be getting back to work.
I really do feel bad for you, but to be honest, I don't want to care about your situation anymore.
What?
I'm tired of having to be involved in something I have nothing to do with. I tried so many times already to tell you that the kid was not mine. You never even bothered to listen to me. And what really soured things between you and I today is the fact that you started talking poorly about my husband and his job. Yet you have not once apologized for any of that yet, and that's why I really don't care about you anymore.
Yeah, that was...
Well, right now I don't want to hear your apologies. I'm not in the mood to forgive you. I understand completely now how my little brother thinks about his older sister and her husband. Now I need to get back to work here in order to take care of my moneyless, dirty factory worker husband. Please, Caroline, do you think you could please take care of my kid and keep him over at your house for a little while? What? If you can do that for me, you'll be able to raise both a boy and a girl. They happen to be close in the same age, so it'll be like raising twins. All right? So you'll take him, right? Wait. No way in hell. Who the hell wants your kid? Either you get my brother to calm down and take care of him with you, or you guys get that divorce and you handle him yourself. I don't like either of those options, and that's why I'm asking you to help. Please allow me to get your help with this as well. Excuse me? I do not want a divorce from Gavin. He works for a large company that makes such decent money. And he's allowed me to be his housewife even. You think that I'd want to be tossed out by a man like that? I was assuming that you were into your ex more than you were into Gavin. So why not go back to him? My ex is a bastard. He never actually bothers to get himself a real job and instead just bums around for money. And whenever I'm around him, he's always asking me for money. That's why I chose Gavin and got married to him. Then why were you cheating on Gavin with your ex? Had you been faithful to your fiancé at the time, then you never would have ended up with that kid. And that would mean you wouldn't have had to worry about a divorce from Gavin right now. I had no choice at the time, all right? His face is way too good for me to pass up. What a freaking joke. I didn't think a few more times sleeping with him would end up getting me pregnant. Maybe one time he did me raw and that's what got me pregnant? And once I had the baby, it didn't look anything like Gavin, so I told my ex to take it since it was his fault. But out of nowhere, after getting married, my ex came back telling me to take care of the kid as well for him. What the hell was he thinking? I'm kind of in shock right now, learning just how much of a horrible person you really are. By the way, the one who really should be to blame for this is all you, Caroline. You didn't do anything for me. I asked you not to say anything to Gavin about this, but you told him anyway. It's because of that he figured all of this stuff out about me and the kid and is wanting a divorce now. Hold it right there. You're gonna blame me for all of that now? I get that I might be to blame for a small portion of this, but you need to take most of the blame here. Your cute little sister-in-law was having a stressful time and just needed you to help her, and so all you had to do was freaking help my butt out. You were no help to me and couldn't even keep that secret away from Gavin for me. It's all because of you that Gavin and I might have to get a divorce. Hey! So you take responsibility for all of this and take the dang kid. If you take this dang brat off our hands right now, then everything will go back to normal for me. As long as this brat is out of the house, then Gavin will rethink wanting to have a divorce and I'll be okay. Shut the hell up, you freaking whore! Jolene, you cut it all with all the BS right now! Shut up! I don't care what you think, so just take this freaking kid away. I'll give you whatever money you need for it, of course. I have a lot that I saved up from when I was single, so I can give you around $100,000 to take this brat away. You won't complain about that now, will you? $100,000? I knew something like money would get you to bite. Your husband being a low-life factory worker must be really tough on you, right? What? So there you go. The deal has been made. He's my cute little son, so make sure to take very good care of him for me. I'll be giving you the $100,000 as well now, so if anything, you should be thanking me for this. To a couple moneyless cave dwellers like you, all this money is a huge deal, right? Consider yourselves very lucky. I'm sure that's a lot of money to you, but to me, that's chump change. Huh? In other words, I'm not taking some measly $100,000 in your son. Actually, no matter how much you try to bribe me, I'm not taking him. What do you mean, measly $100,000? Chump change? This is more than your stupid husband can make in 2 years, right? You're the freaking moneyless losers here, so stop trying to make yourselves look good by saying no to this money. We make enough money in a year where we could drop $500,000 right now and not worry about it. Oh, what? I'm sorry, but those dirty factory workers you call poor make a lot of money. But just because they get a little dirty, everyone wants to make fun of them. My husband happens to be a very hard worker and will break a sweat no matter if it's 100 degrees in the factory or 0. Because of all of his hard work so far, we have around $12 million in our savings. Just last year, he made around $750,000 in that factory. It's far more than just some lowlife then, right? $750,000 just last year? What? He makes that kind of money in a single year? Well, he happens to work in a factory that manufactures elements for the military, and anytime they finish their contract ahead of schedule, they get some massive bonuses from the government. So for all of his and his colleagues' hard work, they make bank. And I mean bank. What? And did I forget to mention he runs his own department in that factory? That's another thing that goes into the money he's making. Also, you have to remember that I'm working as well now. This year, I was able to make around $400,000 with bonuses included. You're kidding! The two of you are making that much money every year? We are. So giving us $100,000 to take your son off of you? I don't think so. My husband and I don't need another child right now, or that little bit of cash you have to offer. Oh, wait a minute. What the hell is going on here? I mean, Gavin has always been making fun of you and your husband this whole time I've been together with him. calling you both lowlifes and calling you both poor. That's why I thought by giving you this $100,000, you guys would be able to take the kid. Well, I'm sorry to say we won't be taking your kid. So now that you're aware of my husband's and my current situation, you can go ahead and figure out your problems with Gavin. Of course, this also means you both need to stop coming to me with your problems. No way. What should I do? This was the only plan I had in mind. I'm no longer able to get in touch with my ex, so you're the only person I can ask to help. What? Is that so? Well, I don't really care. Stop getting me involved in your guys' problems, please. Do you understand? It's time you become a good little wife and took responsibility for the problems you've made. After taking some time to finally talk about what they were going to do, both Jolene and my brother decided on getting a divorce. Having just had to divorce his wife, who he'd only been with for half a year, after learning his wife had been cheating on him, as well as learning about how his sister and her husband both made way more than himself, Gavin went into complete shock. This toppled his enormous pride that was the size of Mount Everest and left him a husk of his former self. One could say that the life he lives now is much like that of a living dead man, and I'm sure that's the right term for him. And when it came to how things have gone for Jolene, she took her son and went back to her parents' house. However, due to the reason she gave for the divorce and the fact that she showed up on their doorstep with a baby they'd never seen before, both her parents freaked out on her. This then led to both her parents going out and searching for her failure of an ex-boyfriend, and when they found him, they forced him to marry their daughter so that they could both take care of the responsibility. As of now, those newlyweds are living at Jolene's parents' home, where two of them are both working part-time jobs in order to save up enough to move out. And while they do that, her parents take care of their grandkid. When that day comes that they do have the money to find their own place, there's no doubt in my mind that her parents will force them out instantly. Finally, when it comes to my husband and I, we've both been able to get back to our lives now that I'm no longer wrapped up in that disgraceful couple's life. This year's really looking good for the both of us in terms of work again, so we're expecting another $1 million by the time the year's over. And you know what? I think that means next year we're gonna both take our daughter on a trip with some of that money. Somewhere exotic. Or maybe just Mouseland.
Thank you for watching till the end. If you felt good about this video, like the video. If you didn't like it, let me know why in the comments. Subscribe too. Your likes and subs lead to our motivation. We have so many videos on our channel as well, so go ahead and take a look. See you in the next video.